Hey suckers, I'm back, y'all. Well, I came to talk to you about a kind of grown-up conversation or a grown-up topic. And I'm starting, as the older I get, the more I think about my relationship with my husband and how I feel about him, and I started to pay attention to a lot of things that I used to didn't pay attention to. So with today being Tuesday, it's going to be Tell Me About It Tuesday. So Tell Me About It Tuesday is all about me just telling you about different things. I may continue with this, but I'm just calling today Tell Me About It Tuesday. So I'm telling you about this. This is something I want you guys to think about. Okay, whether it's your husband or your boyfriend, whatever it is, have you thought about I call them the 3 P's. How to pay attention to him. And in order to please him, you got to pay attention. And there's got to be passion. Okay? There's always passion if you do the first 2. Okay? Now, pay attention to how he walked. Pay attention to his body movements. How he look when he say certain things. How he look when he don't say anything. You got to pay attention. Because sometimes a man may want something but don't say anything. So you as his mate or his wife, his girlfriend, whatever, you got to know exactly what he mean and what he need. Now, those days when he come home from work, day done been hard, you can tell in a man when something is heavy on his shoulders because he walk, slumped. He not all puffed up and, ooh, excuse me, and all that good stuff. You could tell the difference. Now, on those days, that's to pay attention. You paying attention to his attitude, his walk, the words that he speak, the words that he don't speak. You got to pay attention to it, okay? So, once you pay attention to it, you try to please him. That's what I do. No matter what my day may have been like, I still have to put my feelings aside because he is the head of my household. No matter whether I work or he work, I still got to take care of him. I still got to do my part. So when I say I try to please him, I do little things here and there around the house to where I'm not crowding him, but to let him know that I'm thinking about him and that I'm concerned about him, that I love him. And one way is that, if the house is not what it should be when he came home, then I get it that way. If I haven't started dinner, then I go ahead and start dinner. And I ask questions. What would you like to eat? Is it anything specific you would like to eat? That kind of stuff. Or would you like to go on a date? My treat. That kind of stuff. Take you somewhere to a bar, let you get your little drink so you can unwind. That kind of stuff. To please him, to give him peace. That's that other P. Okay. And that's one way, when he's had that hard day. Or the day when he come home like, there's nothing wrong, no stress, no nothing. That's when that passion come in. That's when, he walks through the door and I'm like, hey baby, hey Stank. Yeah, I'm flirting. Let him know I see you. I appreciate you. Hair right, face right. Even if my hair standing on top of my head, it's your attitude that turns a man on. That's that little emphasis. No matter what you may look like on the outside, it's your confidence. It's that sex appeal. It's that flirtatious thing that you have going on that can entice him to make him pay attention to you, okay? No matter what. And then when you get to flirting with each other, that's when that little something kicks in and the passion begins to flow, and you know what comes after that. So those are some things that, you know, I try to do. We have days where we go on dates. We don't go anywhere expensive all the time, you know, because that's not me. I'd rather you give me that. I'm not one for going to a restaurant and paying $50-$60 just for one plate for myself. I don't do that one, because I could take $60 and feed me and him at a restaurant, and then have something extra, little eat out something for my kids. And I know it ain't always about my kids, but I know certain days when we putting ourselves first, as long as my kids got food to eat, they safe and all of that old stuff, then yeah, sometimes I might splurge, but that's not all the time thing, because I be thinking about, okay, that extra money can go in my pocket, but when it's days when I know I need to do for him, and when I do for him, that pleases me. So everybody getting pleased, and then that's when the passion flows, and you know, he starts to pay more attention to me. And I start early in the morning. Some mornings I get up, he getting ready, standing over there in the bathroom shaving, and I just lay there and look at him. You know, little things that you can do. I know women, everybody got their own game, but I'm talking about what works for me. And it's been 26 years, and that works for me. And it gets better and better the older that I get. The more I'm in touch with my feelings, the more I pay attention to him. And one thing, when it comes down to sex, the big S, sex, you know that it's right. And I've just realized that that's one of them times when I might wanna, if my husband hadn't been fixed, it's certain times that he and I can come together, but I can always pay attention to him to know when I really, really need to protect myself and when I don't. There's something about the way he smells. It's his pheromones. It's something about me. I've learned to pay attention to me also, because things change with me when it's that time when I'm ovulating, and when my hormones are really, really high. My breasts swell up. My lips get real juicy and red. My face gets really, really full, not fat, but full in certain places. My skin gets lighter. And I'm feeling myself all over. I can feel it. You know, it's just something that I've learned to pay attention to me. And even with my husband, the way he smells, you know, his neck, and when he talks to me, or if I kiss him, his lips, they get juicy. They already juicy, but and then the way his breath smells. There's something about when a man is ripe and ready, and there's something, and he says the same thing for me. It's not always like that. Not that we have bad breath, but it's just a certain time I can kiss him. I don't care. The other night I kissed him, and I promise you, we have been eating so much garlic. I had been eating garlic. He didn't eat the garlic that I had, but I had been eating a lot of garlic. And my hormones, my pheromones overpowered that garlic, y'all. He couldn't smell it at all. And he was like, your breath smells so sweet. That's something you pay attention to. That leads to passion, because there's passion behind that. Yeah, I pay attention to little things like that. So if you've never done that, you pay attention to, and like Galen, his skin color changes, and it's just something that I pay attention to, things that I noticed. And so my peas in my house, pay attention. There are days I may have to try a little harder to please him, not in the bed, but to give him peace. Peace to please him. Then the passion flows. So pay attention, peace, please him, passion. Yeah. That right there, that does it for me. It really does it for me. And I think about that. I find myself, you look at a man, the little things, when you really, really in that, it's not even just by in that particular moment, but I can look at my husband and little things about him make me think about things that happen between us. Or like his arms, he have veins sometimes that pops up in his arm. Well, not sometimes, but like especially when he come home from work, because he does a lot of heavy lifting. His arms, his guns, and his everything be so real. I mean, be so tight. And I'm like, whew, that's a turn on to me. That's a turn on to me. Even like he can take his shirt off and walk around the house with his work pants on. And he don't sag and have his belt on, but it's just something about him with his work pants on, even if he have on a tank top. But to take his shirt off and have his work pants on, and he done been to work and everything is tight, I pay attention. I do. I like to sit back and just look at things sometimes. I talk a lot. Y'all know that. I can run my mouth. But I don't say nothing all the time. I just pay attention to him. I just look. And I pay attention to he can look at me certain kind of ways, you know, at the side of his eye like that, let me know, okay. Yeah, we got to get it together. It's on and popping. That's that other P. It's popping. It's time to pop, lock, and drop it, okay? So it's just little things like that. And this is just something I just wanted to talk to you guys about, to know if it's just me or has anybody else learned these little things. What little tricks you have, not really tricks, but little things that you pay attention to, you know, about your mate when you know it's that time, you know, because you can say, hey, come here, you know, let me talk to you. And you go in the room and y'all start fooling around. But it's just certain times that shit just click. And you know, okay, that's it. You know, it's just like, yeah. Because me and him could be in the car sometimes and I could just look at him and I'll be like, okay. You know, and that's something that comes along with time. And people, you know, our friends tell us, even when we out at cookouts and stuff like that, Galen could be all the way across the room. We don't even have to be standing beside each other. And he can look at me. I can look at him and I'll be like, I know what time it is. But even it don't always lead to sex though. You know, we flirt with each other like that. We do. We flirt with each other. It's just, he know what I'm talking about and I know what he's talking about. We flirt with each other and we get a high off of that. And I don't know. I love flirting with him. We even role play all the time. We in the grocery store. He go down one aisle and I go down the other. And I look up. He come the other way and he say something. I don't always know that he doing it, but he'll say something. And I automatically just kick right into it. You know, you got to pay attention. It's just, please pay attention. To create peace, to bring on the passion. Yeah. And it's on and popping after that. Yes. So just let me know some little tricks. This is the grown and sexy conversation. This is, if you are under the age of 18, it's not real graphic, but I just prefer that you not listen. Because that's not something that needs to be in your vocabulary. I'm not judging, but I'm not talking to those under the age of 18. Period. I'm not really talking to anybody under the age, me being a parent, I'm not talking to anybody under the age of 20, 21. So if you 22 and over, we good to go. You 21, you under 21, I can't. We can't even conversate on that. But you know, how do you know? You don't know how old people are. So that's my disclaimer. Grown and sexy, 21 and up, welcome. Anything under 21, this is not for you. So, it's not graphic, but I'm a mom and I I know your children, they grow up and they do things. They got to live their life, because I was a child once too. But I just prefer, I talk to my children's friends about a lot of things, but that's me. If they come to me and ask me a question, that's different. But I just wouldn't want nobody giving them, especially under